30. He separates. He's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Florida State. Warwick got up third down.
Winky looking Winky. Wants to throw the knockout punch to Warwick. Warwick open. Touchdown. He does a touchdown. He did catch it. Touchdown, Florida State. Oh, Peter Warwick, how'd you do that? Kermit Whitfield to the left side. A hole to the 30. Kermit Whitfield 30 to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown up and down. Kermit Whitfield, a 100-yard touchdown. Here's the snap. Winston rolling right. Throws the pass on the other. It's caught. It's caught. It's caught.
Oh, for the end zone battle. Coleman. Touchdown.
We're doing it for everybody. We're doing it big all over the country, all over the world. And I'm proud. I'm proud to say I'm a Florida State Seminole.
Welcome to a very special Christmas Eve Live with yours truly, Ryan, the Garnet and Old Show. Listen, a lot of people taking time off during the holidays. I know myself, I love a lot of different podcasts. I love a lot of different shows. And this is kind of the dry spell, right? You refresh the feed. There's not a whole lot going on. Well, I decided I want to give you guys something to listen to, whether you're traveling, whether you're at home, whether you're around family, and maybe you need something to break up the monotony. Hey, I'm here for you, man. So today we're going to have a very fun and special episode, and I'd love you guys to jump in the comment section. Wish everyone Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Ask any questions and give me any comments. I would love to hear from you guys, like over 2,000 of you did from last night's video. So please like, subscribe for the holiday season. That's the gift that you can truly give myself and Vince. So what I would like to do for today's live show is something a little fun. Top 5 Christmas wish list for FSU from myself. Now, you guys might agree with me, disagree with me, and I want to hear about it. So put it in the comment section and give me your top 5 of things that are on your wish list for Florida State and the upcoming season and upcoming year to come, because there's a lot going on. Anyone who's new to the show, we do a live 1-hour show every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern time, myself and my co-host Vince. And then we hop on throughout the week based on news or events, or if we just feel like talking with all of you at home, we hop on and do some shows. So welcome aboard, everyone. If you're new to the channel, very happy to have you here. I want to start off just with a quick reminder. Even in the holiday season, screw ESPN eternally. Okay, that's they're on the naughty list. Give ESPN coal for Christmas. Screw ESPN eternally. All right, let's get this started off. So I came up with 5 items that I have as my wish list, my Christmas wish list for Florida State in the upcoming year. So let's get right to it. Number 5, Cam or DJ transfers in. Okay. I know a lot of people want Cam Ward. I know it. And I know a lot of people have bad taste in their mouth from DJ when it comes to his performance based on what we saw when he was at Clemson. I'm going to encourage all of you, go watch his Oregon State tape. He actually had a pretty good year last year. Now, did he blow off the doors and have a Heisman-worthy campaign? No, he didn't. Did he have a better season, a more productive season than what I feel like our current quarterback roster would be able to do? Yes, I think he did. So I think you look at it in terms of DJ is a upgrade from whoever is currently on the roster, because listen, Luke's coming in. He's going to be here in the spring, but he's not going to be ready to go from year one. Very few players are. So bring in DJ, have him hit the ground running, learn the system, and he would be an upgrade from Tate Rodemaker or anyone else on the roster right now as currently constructed. Now, is his upside as high as a Cam Ward? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think it's as high as Cam Ward. But does he seem like, based on post-visit interviews, to be more pro Florida State and more signaling to them that he is ready to go and come in? Yes. So I think he is the more likely choice and a safer pick. Cam Ward, as much as I love him, a lot of turnovers. Everyone go online and look at his fumble count from last season. Not great. He takes a lot of sacks as well. So there's some red flags there for me, and I just don't know enough about him. I haven't watched him as much. I did the same thing everyone else did. I hopped on YouTube and started watching his highlights, and he looks like a fine player. but he didn't seem as gung-ho, like absolutely Florida State is the end-all be-all, where I feel like DJ was kind of flirting with FSU, whereas Cam Ward might have just been doing a visit and considering Florida State. And at some point, you got to pull the trigger. Now, I want my Christmas list specifically with this item is for them not to announce that they're coming to Florida State until after the bowl game, mainly because if there is any risk with Tate Rodemaker, I want Tate to be able to play in the bowl game. Tate Rodemaker, by all accounts that we've heard, is going to play this Saturday coming up next week against Georgia. He gives you the best chance to win the ball game. All right, so please, everyone, if you're joining in, pop in the comment section. Give me your top 5 FSU Christmas wish list for the upcoming year. I would love to hear it. All right, let's go to my number 4. Bring the heat in Ireland, FSU fans. We are going to Ireland. And when I mean by bringing the heat, I don't mean bringing Florida with you. What I mean is bringing the heat to ESPN, right? Game day is going to be there. There's going to be people partying and drinking. I mean, they're in Ireland, for God's sakes. Game day is going to be there. Now, the smart thing, if I was advising ESPN and I was on their side, I would say maybe it's best you do a private set inside the stadium, just to keep things a little bit at bay. If they decide to do a full-on college game day set outside with fans, I want it to be nonstop chants and nonstop signs insulting ESPN, Kirk Herbstreit. Keep it above the belt. Let's not let anything get crazy or personal, but some fun chants, some signs indicating that he's a clown. I think you'll see a lot of clown Kirk Herbstreit signs, which will be fantastic. Let them know that we know that they screwed us and how they presented us leading up to the college football playoff snub. And then during the game, if you're going to Ireland to watch Florida State, get some chants going, man, during the game, because those things, you guys hear it. You guys hear it when the Chiefs are on the field, when we send them all the damn time. You hear them. You also hear chants. Let ESPN and everyone watching that broadcast know that we got screwed in that situation. So that is my number 4 thing on my Christmas wish list, is that we really, really bring it to ESPN when it comes to Ireland. That's a fun one. Number 3, going back to ESPN, staying on topic here. At some point, whether it be through leaks or documents or open discovery in a court case, I want ESPN and their bias and their anti-competitive doings and interweavings within the company to be exposed to the general public, not to just FSU fans. Because listen, as FSU fans, we already know that we got screwed by ESPN. We know that the former president of ESPN is on record saying that he tried very heavily at ESPN to influence the college football playoff committee. We know that Kirk Herbstreit, as much as he says, hey, if Jordan Travis wasn't hurt, he'd be in, before Jordan Travis was even injured, was claiming Alabama should get in above a Florida State team. We know this thing. But what people around Florida State's program, other fan bases, see is, oh, poor Florida State, they're whining and complaining. Go ahead. Let one of these lawsuits end up in discovery, where we get text exchanges between the College Football Playoff Committee, ESPN, the powers that be. How about them emails? Guys, if you're an NFL fan, the discovery that happened a few years ago involving the Redskins and everything, when they were the Washington Redskins still, no one, when they're writing those emails or texts years ago, ever thinks that they're going to be found out. Think of all of you, if you play video games, when you're on the chat, man, you might say things that you would never say in front of your spouse or your friends or family in person, but you feel very comfortable saying because you're talking trash or you're wanting to coordinate something. Think about how you approach group texts and funny chats back and forth and emails and the things that you probably know are out there that you've sent that will ever matter because you're not in a certain position that those would ever be exposed in a lawsuit. guys, if this goes to the courtroom, any court case against ESPN and the College Football Playoff Committee will end in all their email and text communications being open to the public. So my number 3 wish list on my Christmas list for FSU is for, at some point, ESPN to get exposed to the world, not just to our fan base, but to everyone that says, listen, not only do they screw us, but they could screw your team too. I want that to be apparent to everyone. All right, let's go on to number 2. Stay competitive against University of Georgia in the bowl game next weekend. Now, hold on. I know what you guys are going to say. Like, hey, don't you want FSU to win? Of course, I want FSU to win. But when you look at the amount of stars and players on our team that declare for the draft and decide they were not going to play in this bowl game, while already missing someone like Jordan Travis with an injury, versus what is happening at Georgia, where their quarterback is going to be playing, in the bowl game. He's coming back next season. They do have a few players that declare that they're not playing, but they have multiple years of 5-star, top 5 recruiting classes. And so they're players that, even if they're backups or third strings, are still 5-star players. Florida State, although was very, very competitive and engaging in 13-0 this season, very, very top loaded with the guys that decided to come back, guys that came in on the transfer portal as a 1-year rental. And so now that they're declaring for the draft, they're going to go up against a Georgia team loaded with 5 stars from top to bottom. Whereas our second and third string, we're not there yet. We need more recruiting classes to get to that point that Georgia's in. So what you're going to be faced with in this upcoming bowl game, I think, comes down to how motivated is Georgia to be there, because we've all seen better teams in these bowl games get absolutely smoked on the field if the motivation isn't there. Will Florida State be motivated to play? Guys, they got screwed a month ago by the College Football Playoff Committee. Are they going to be motivated? No one knows. Now, I think Tate Rodemaker has a pretty good game. I do think we have some talent, plenty of talent in the defensive backfield. I think we have plenty of talent wide receiver group-wise and running back-wise. Like, we love Keziah Holmes. We all love, our wide receiver core. But we had a ton of offensive linemen not going to be playing in this game. We're extremely thin. Guys, if we are rolling out this group that's about to roll out there during the regular season, we would expect that it was going to be a rough day at the office. So of course, I'm hoping for a win. But what I want to have happen for my Christmas wish list, number 2, is Florida State to at least stay in the game, making competitive. Hey, if it's in the fourth quarter, 7 to 10 point game where we have a chance to win, I like that. I think that would be a positive for FSU, because what you don't want to have happen is this, despite us knowing as Florida State fans how many players are out, despite all that, if Georgia destroys FSU in that bowl game because of the reasons I mentioned, the narrative immediately, the articles the day after will be, see, if we made the right call to not put Florida State in the playoff. When we all know as Florida State fans that the team that's about to take the field next weekend, it's not even the same team. The 2023 season ended in the ACC championship for that team as constructed, because they're not going to the playoff. Had we been going to the playoff, we would have all those players. We would have the Jared Verses of the world on our roster still. But because we don't, the 2023 season is over. Guys, this is preview of 24. This is preview of spring ball, essentially. So what you want to hope for as a Florida State fan is that we remain competitive throughout the game, enough that even if we lose, it doesn't look that bad because we played Georgia, and it'll be a forgettable game at best. But you don't want to get blown out, because, listen, would we be fine if that? We would all be mad if that narrative got out there. It's already kind of out there. I think people are ready to hop on board it. So stay competitive, FSU. Hopefully you come more motivated and ready to attack, and maybe Georgia is taking a little relaxation. I do want to bring up some questions here. Jeremy Ivins, happy holidays, man. Welcome aboard. Merry Christmas. Hope you and your family have a great holiday. I do agree that we not only have gotten great players and additions in the portal, we will continue to get great additions in the portal. We just saw Marvin Jones Jr. Transfer to Florida State officially, which is amazing news. I do believe we're going to get Cam or DJ to come here and transfer and be our quarterback. So listen, we got on lockdown on the transfer portal. I'm leaning more and more with how signing day went and with how the NIL deals are becoming more and more prevalent during signing day and really making things unpredictable for teams. Guys, I 2 years ago was saying, hey, focus on recruiting and then let the transfer portal be the cherry on top. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of transitioning to make it a 50-50 split. Transfer portal is as important as your recruiting class. Bring in just as many players in the portal sometimes as you would in your recruiting class because we've seen it work. So if you can continually recreate that success in the portal and you can continue to go 10 plus wins every year, at this point with the current structure of college football, it's changed a lot and not all the changes we like, but it is what it is at this point. With the current construction of college football, it doesn't matter where you get your players from, recruiting or the portal. All that matters is that you get players that can start for you. So, we are focusing on becoming better every year in the portal, and I love it, and I hope we continue to do so. Sergeant Pickles, frequent visitor of the show. Happy holidays, my friend. I hope you have a great one with your family. Even with a different roster, I think FSU has a good shot against Georgia. Yes, we have a lot of transfer. They have a lot of guys out too. I get that. Listen, I think, Sergeant Pickles, and thanks for writing in. All of you can write in each and every week. I think that Florida State has less talent on the back half of their roster as currently constructed than Georgia does. So if motivation being equal, I think Georgia's the more talented team on the field. If motivation becomes into play, I think that's when you can see Florida State come out and have a chance to win this thing. Sassy Seminole, love the name. Happy holidays. Thanks for joining on Christmas Eve. I hope you also have a great time with whoever you are spending this Christmas holiday with. Mike is probably waiting on the second portal after the bowl game. Yeah, hey, listen, I just mentioned it in case you're just joining Sassy Seminole. One of my first Christmas wish list items was that Cam or DJ come on board, but that they don't announce they're coming until after the bowl game because I want to see Tate Rodemaker in this game playing fully motivated. I don't want any distractions on the quarterback room. So thanks for writing in, Sassy Seminole. Thanks for joining us like all of you have recently. Man, guys, we've had over 10 to 20, between 10 and 20,000 views in the last 3 weeks. And we've had 400 new subscriptions. It's been incredible. What's really happened here is that there's so much energy in the fan base after the playoff committee snubbing us from the playoffs and the ESPN debacle, now the ACC lawsuit. Guys, get ready. All these shows, and we are friends with almost every single one of them. We've had Jeff Cameron come on our show. We've had Jen from Renegade Report come on our show, and we're going to go on their shows as well. Guys, this is going to be time for fun talks every week, even in the offseason. This ACC versus FSU case has really set us up to have a fun time this upcoming season. I do want to bring on, hey, my co-host commenting. Vince, I know you were busy with your family, so I didn't even reach out yet today or anything like that because you told me you had plans today, but send 250 marching chiefs to Ireland. For those of you who don't know, my co-host Vince was a marching chief, and so I will do it for you, Vince. Send the Chiefs all the damn time. Thanks for writing in, Vince. I hope you have a great day with your family today and a Merry Christmas tomorrow. Be well, my friend. Let's get into my honorable mention for my Christmas wish list before we go to number one. Get Garnet and Old our show to 1,000 subscriptions in the next month or two. Guys, what you don't understand, and maybe you do if you podcast in your own, you do YouTube your own, there's different milestones that you hit along the way that gets you different exposure along the way. Only like 10% of channels make it over 500. All YouTube channels, only about 10% make it over 500 subs. We have over 500 subs, and we thank you so much for that because without you, it just wouldn't be possible for the amount of investment we've put in for equipment, for live shows. We did a couple live shows with fans this year, and we want to do more of that. In order for us to do more of that, we need to get further in that monetization line for YouTube. And for that, we need to get over 1,000 subs. Now, we've added hundreds in the last month. So help us out. If you can gift us just a like and a subscription, man, it'll help us achieve that goal, because next season we plan on doing more live events, more meet and greets, more live shows than our current schedule this past year, with it where it was basically one show and a live pre and post game show. So if you want to see more of the Garnet Old, you want to see us get with other channels more frequently, give us a like and subscribe. So that's my honorable mention wish list. Let's get to my number one. Get out of the conference. The good news is we've already unwrapped a little bit of We Are the Kid 2 days before Christmas that peeked into their family's closet to find their gift. And we might have seen what we thought we saw. I think I saw a gift unwrapped, and I think I know what it is. It's what we all want, which is to get out of the ACC. Now, we haven't been given the gift. We're not out yet. We haven't unwrapped it, but I'm pretty sure it's in the closet. And the more and more I read about the case, and we're going to have a law expert come on our show in the next few weeks to really give us a deep dive on the mechanics of how this will go down. But it's looking pretty good. There's a compelling case there. There's several compelling points, way more than I even thought that would be possible based on the complaint I read from FSU when they filed it. And I think at minimum, guys, at minimum, it will lead to a settlement amount, maybe 50% or less of the actual amount that would currently be required, which is like $500 billion. If we can get to 200 mil, man, we finance our way out of this week and we leave tomorrow. By tomorrow, I mean 2025. I do want to make sure all your expectations are set. Don't expect anything in 24 as far as us being in a different conference. The schedules are set. We're going to Ireland. For those of you who don't know, Doe Campbell's under major reconstruction next season. About a quarter of the seats aren't going to be available to the usual season ticket holders because they are adding an entire suite area in the middle of the home line on the home side of the field. And so that stadium renovation project and the player facility and all that, it's expected to be done before the 2025 season, which lines up perfectly, because if you're joining a new conference, you really want to put your best foot forward and give it, the entire nation a chance to see hey, look at us, new conference, new buildings, we're investing. It's a really good look. But next season, we're going to be in the ACC, unfortunately. But what I do want for Christmas more than anything else is to get out of this garbage conference and get to somewhere else. Thank you guys so much for watching in. Wow, I can't believe how many people are live viewing on Christmas Eve. And I think, again, I know how it feels. I refresh my podcast feed, and there's exactly 0 new episodes for many of the shows I listen to, because they all take breaks off. And hey, I want them to spend time with their families and everything. I'm not the kind of guy that's asking them to do shows for me on Christmas Eve. But I was sitting here. I am going to the Jags-Bucks game here in Tampa later today. So if you guys see me, I'm going to be wearing my Garnet and Old shirt. So if you see someone at the Bucks-Jags game with a Garnet and Old shirt, say hello. I'd love to meet you. Maybe we'll have a beer together at the stadium. This will be a fun game, just with 2 in-state teams, and it should be a lot of fun on Christmas Eve. And I hope all of you, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your schedule looks like, I hope all of you are having a happy holiday, and that you and your family have an amazing, amazing Christmas. I want to read off a few more things real quick. Sassy Seminole, hey, you subscribed last week. You are one of the people, Sassy Seminole, that is helping us do more and more shows, do more and more events going into next season. So I want to say thank you for subscribing. If you have any Florida State fans that you're friends with, your family, tell them about the show. Ask them to subscribe, because it's really, really helping us out a lot. Thank you so much. You love the intro and the name coming from an older Noel. That's, hey, for those of you that don't know, the reason we came up with the name Garnet and Old was because Vince my co-host went to Florida State in the early 90s, marching Chiefs and everything. And I was a millennial. No, I went to Florida State in the early aughts. And so the Garnet and Old, Vince being the old part of it, that's how we came up with the name. His daughter came up with the name, and we've used it ever since. So thank you, Sassy Seminole, for subscribing. And I'm so happy to have you aboard. We can't wait to have you comment and be a part of our show each and every week. Again, we live stream every Thursday at 7 o'clock, and we do additional shows that we sometimes put up as needed based on the news of the day. I want to put up Caroline Roan. Oh, this is Christopher Lee Miller. Okay, Christopher Lee Miller. Hey, man. Happy Florida State. Go Noles, right? I'm so happy you're on the channel. I've seen you on a lot of our broadcasts recently. Happy to have you aboard. I do want to let all of you go because I know it's the holidays and I want you to get plenty of time to spend with your families. But I want to say one last thing. Send the Chiefs all the damn time to every single Florida State game. And last but not least, go Noles.